Welcome back warmly yet again. This is episode 6 of L&D so far and in future. Have you ever met a young man who keeps telling you your vocation and your avocation should be the same? Your hobby should be your profession. By the way, that's probably a quote from Robert Frost. I don't know where Vinay gets it from. My guest today is Vinay Kumar, a young man who breathes and lives this philosophy. He's a trainer because he loves to train. Come on in, Vinay. Warm welcome. Come on in.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dibanik Ghosh. Thank you for the
Uh, is there a bandwidth issue with the video?
right.
If there is, we can carry
I
on
have
talking this
turned
way.
on the video.
Let's wait for it.
Right. Can you see me?
Not on video. I
Maybe
can
we
see
can wait for a
still
few
picture.
seconds.
Oh, lovely. There you are.
Yes.
So nice to
Yes.
see you
Got it?
again.
Right. Very nice to see you after a long gap.
Yes, it's been over a
All
year.
right.
It's been over a year.
Yes. Over in here. That's
So
true.
that tells me one thing about you. If you're so big time keen on the hobby being a profession, your journey must have been unusual. Tell me how you became a
Yeah.
trainer and how you became who you are today.
Yes. In fact, I have an interesting story. It goes back, I should say I kickstarted my training as a probably at the age of 17. You know, I
17,
learned
wonderful.
meditation.
Could you speak a little louder, please, Vinay?
Yes, am I audible now?
Oh yes, good, good. Age of 17.
I, you know, yes. I learned meditation. In fact, I fell in love with meditation because I thought that this is one thing which is going to be a solution for every other individual. Be it I was very much into this meditation and started teaching meditation to one and all. I started with my friends, family, and you believe it or not, I have trained even prisoners too, and at no cost. I started there. What it started as a passion that yes, I need to connect to different minds. I need to reach out to people. There is so much happiness in the world, and they need not seek it outside, rather within. So this is how the journey began, and getting into this behavioral skills, soft skills, and communication was a smooth transition. So hence, as I was going through this, Robert, one's vocation and avocation should be the same, and I believe that brings you to success. So there is you don't get in that you're working. I always wait for work. We don't find these Monday blues. Yeah.
What you do
So
not
this is
chase
how.
is what is right for you. Now, meditation is all about inside. What's inside you?
Yeah.
It's about being and not about doing.
Mm. Yeah.
Communication is about the other person, right?
Yes.
Not about you. So
Yes.
how did that smooth transition, as you say, happen?
Yeah, there came a moment wherein, I am from a small town. When I moved into Bangalore, it was a cultural shock for me, because I found that English is the need of the hour. So that is when I got inclined towards English, and there was a lot of thoughts in me. I'm mostly into soft skills. It was not communication training per se. It was not. Uh, I had no idea that I had to get into communication training or English language training. So, but I found that learning English is always the best way. Having good control over English is the best way for me to reach out to the mass, to connect to a lot of people, both in this country as well as the rest of the world. So that is, and I always love. My master used to say, teaching is the best way of learning. So that is where when I met one of my managers, so she channelized me into this training. So it happened by chance. But again, whatever it has happened, it happened for good. So I continued my journey as a trainer, as I inclined towards soft skills training, but I started as a language trainer
Vinay,
and eventually moved
so
into soft skills.
Vinay,
Yes.
so what is
Yeah.
jumping out at me from that is that you
Hmm.
are a man who's all about connecting, whether
Yes.
with oneself or with others. Now let's talk about others.
True.
What are your top three
Hmm.
tips to connect with other people?
Yeah. So let me talk about my classrooms. The one thing which I always like to strike a good chord with my participants is fun. I always believe that there has to be fun in learning. So that is one thing which I believe that I connect very well with the participants, and they will instantly. Anyway, when we talk about fun, people fall in love with your trainer. They don't, whether they like the subject or not. Definitely they love the trainer, and that is the first step. And
Absolutely.
secondly, I give the anatomy. There is a lot of freedom, a lot of freedom that my participants, carry. I don't go in with a barrier that, I'm a trainer and I have to maintain a certain distance. I don't go there with, any sort of dogmas. I go there free. I mix with the
Fun,
people. I
freedom.
am one among those people. Yes, one freedom, and then there is fun, and then the third one, which I should say, is probably I should restrict it to these two. One is the freedom that I carry, and second is the fun. And third thing, it's always there. The learning element is always there. But again, I cannot say that as my forte. But these two things: one is the fun element, and the other thing is freedom. So that is where I differentiate from the rest of the group.
And that matches what I know about you. Now comes the million-dollar
Yes.
question. You and I are
Ha.
talking to each other in strange times. So fun and freedom,
Yes.
how would you do it in an online session? And we'll end with that.
Yes.
And I would love to learn that from you. You're
Yeah,
the
I
man
should
for it.
also agree. Yes. Yes. You
Tell
are.
me.
We can always look at it as pre-COVID and post-COVID. So we were into online training. In fact, I was using this online tool for a very long time. WizIQ, I started with WizIQ and then moved into webinar as well for very, very long time. But I believe going forward, so this is going to be a new norm. And
It
as
will.
I say, it's a new thing. It is going to be a new norm, and it is new for me, and so is it with everybody else. And it's not going to be the same feeling as when you interact with your participants face to face, considering that we live in India and our bandwidth, our connectivity, and our networks, it's not going to be a stable one. So we had to fight with this, and we have to take it forward. And again, we also have moved into this new era. And to answer your question, how would I bring this freedom, this fun element in my classrooms? uh, it's always, although we cannot touch and feel the participants, yet we are, we always, they can look at us, we are talking to people, and we always have uh, just as the way we do it, run it in the classrooms, it's almost the same thing that we do it virtually. I don't find much difference except for uh, not touching and feeling the participants. But again, it has got its own lacunas, which over time we'll also figure it out and we'll get adjusted to the new norm. Yeah.
New normal. So we leave people with that fun and freedom.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It was
Yes.
lovely having you here. And
Thank you very much,
as
Bhutanik.
always, in fact,
Yes.
I
It's
remember the kind of
always,
fun and freedom you used to give your participants when we worked with each other a
yes.
year and a quarter ago. So
And
that's it. Good night. Cheers.
that
Have fun tonight too.